JP, if you had to pick a side in the debate that Harold and I just had, whether or not he stays in New York, where do you fall in that argument?
Matt and Harold, good morning. I love this conversation. I side with Harold here in that the Giants are a very realistic possibility. This is not a Yankees at 70% likelihood and the Giants at 30. I think that we are very close to 50-50, where if the Giants really step up and get that AAV up closer to $40 million a year, there's a legitimate chance that Aaron Judge becomes a San Francisco Giant. And a couple more notes on the discussion that you just had. Number one, let's take a step back and realize the offer that the Yankees made to Judge, total guarantee back at the end of spring training around opening day, was just less than $220 million. So Aaron Judge already, based on the numbers that Jeff has reported, and I believe that they are correct, he has already made himself guaranteed at least $80 million additional dollars. Let's think about that for a minute. He has made himself, by turning that offer down, an additional $80 million at least, and that number could go up. The other part here, and Harold referenced this a moment ago, I really believe that Aaron Judge won't sign with the Giants unless there is a credible and actionable plan to put a winning team around him that can get to the postseason. I don't think Aaron Judge will take on all that pressure and expectation of going across the country if he looks at the roster and says, we're going to finish 500 and behind the Dodgers and Padres. They're going to have to, whether it's Kodai Senga or one of the infielders, do something that validates Judge's faith, and that is where I think Farhan Zaidi has to come up with a comprehensive plan in the next week to 10 days that shows Aaron Judge, you're not just going to come here and make a lot of money. You're going to come here and win and make the playoffs in 2023.
Well, all he's got to do is go. Last year, we won 106 games. The year before. I mean, that's a big part of it. But I want to throw this at you. You said pressure and expectation. This is for both you guys. Is there more pressure to win in New York if he takes this deal, or to win wherever else he goes?
It's a good question. That's a really good question.
Because if you take this deal in New York City, you better win.
But and here's my response.
Right?
He was born a Yankee, so the burden of expectation isn't as great. And the case in point here is Giancarlo Stanton. Giancarlo Stanton does not get the same largesse and same consideration from Yankee fans as Aaron Judge does. If both are going bad, the guy they're going to jump on more is Stanton because he wasn't born a Yankee. So when you stay with your brand, you buy a little bit more consideration. I would also say this, and I don't know how we got so long on Judge because we want to talk to you on something else,
JP. Main story
but I would say this. Guys don't think about, look, after your playing career is done, you're done. You've made a ton of money, and it's going to come from whomever, the Yankees, the Giants, the Pirates, whatever. After you're done, how do you want to look at your own career? Do you want to be that guy that spent 13, 14, 15 years with the New York Yankees and have your name and number in Monument Park and go away a legend? Or do you want to be a really good rich player that spent some time with a bunch of teams? It's the Yankees. It's not like you're staying a lifetime bad news bear. There's value there.
And I'm with you.
I get that money talks, but the player look at yourself in 20 years and think of who you want to be at that point, because you're going to be rich either way.
Legacy.
Matt, to your question, the one thing I would say quickly is I wonder if Aaron Judge were to place a phone call to Albert Pujols and say, based on your experience, what do you recommend that I do? I would be fascinated to hear what Albert would say to Aaron for advice.
I'm so glad you said that, because that's the name that was on my mind. And then I thought maybe I won't use that because he ended up back in St. Louis anyway, and he kind of forgot about 9.5 years in Anaheim somehow.
Yeah, but we're talking different here, though, guys. Albert was different. Albert had won titles in St. Louis. He went to Anaheim. They should have won. They didn't. And whose fault was it? It's Albert's. It's not Mike Trout.
That's a good point.
And so the difference here is Aaron has not won in New York, and you know how New Yorkers are. If he now becomes the $300 million man and he becomes the captain and he doesn't live up and deliver a title,
that's a really good example. Hey,
one.
JP, let's move on to something else here, because the Aaron Judge talk could probably consume our entire program today.
Doubt.
There's so many layers to it.